It has been another very busy week here on the homestead. We just have a lot going on at the farm this time of year. We still have chickens out on pasture, so that's a job every day to go out and feed and water them and move them forward to fresh grass. We also raise pastured pork for local customers, and all of the pigs are ready to be harvested now, so we are taking them in for those butcher dates and then emailing customers, going over cut orders. So there's a lot of behind the scenes work that comes with that. Pretty much just as we have finished up with the beef, now we're going to be going into all of that same process with the pigs. So things have certainly not slowed down yet for fall, but now the weather's cooler and it's that time of year when I start thinking about those slow, colder winter months and just savoring the last bit of this really enjoyable weather to be outside with the kids, taking them along with me for daily chores and savor this beautiful October weather. This is my favorite month of all on the farm. This is our fourth and final round of meat chickens that we are raising for this year. So we just have a couple more weeks of chicken chores, and then we will not raise chickens again till about May. And that's because raising them like this, we have to be very conscious of the weather. So we can only raise them outside in those warmer months, but it's actually kind of nice because then we get a break from it. So we just try to keep enough inventory flowing through those warmer months so that we can have enough chicken inventory to carry us through the winter, and then we will start back up again next spring. So as I have mentioned before, I do this full time with both of my kids, and I have been asked more than once, how do I do all these chores with a toddler and a baby? And I think probably the biggest piece of that is I've kind of lowered my expectations on what all I can get done in a day, and I just focus on what really has to be done. And I also do, for the bigger chores, have a lot of help. My dad and my husband help a lot, so I try to do as much as I can during the day with the kids that they will allow me to do. And I've also found that my kids, they just really want to be with me and be a part of this. So if I can just slow down and take them along, it's really better for all of us. The toddler is pretty easy to entertain, and the baby is very happy when he's on my back. And that's probably the biggest thing, is having a way to strap the baby on and be able to move about and do my chores with him just riding on my back. I pretty much wear him most of the time every day because he's only happy for so long in a stroller or a car seat, and only happy so long being put down. And I think that's just how all babies are. So it took me a while with my first to get comfortable with back wearing, but once I figured it out, I realized just how much better it was for the both of us. So my son has pretty much been on my back since he was strong enough at around 6 months of age, and probably will be back there for quite a long time because he is still very happy with that setup. I also really structure my days around nap times, and what I mean by that is I try to do all of our chores that I know the baby will be happy riding on my back for, and the toddler, if we're on the side by side, I can pack some toys or crayons and a coloring book, things for her to do, and just go out and knock out those types of chores while they're happy. And then during nap time, I usually try to sit down, work on my computer a little bit, some of those more focused type tasks, or I'll take the time like I'm doing here in prepping some dinner, because that just makes our evenings go so much better. We have had a very warm October so far, but it's finally starting to really cool down and feel like fall. The weather's just been so perfect lately, and I decided with the rest of our fresh tomatoes from the garden to make some chili for tonight. That just seemed like the most fall thing to do on this October day, and I wanted to get it prepped earlier in the day because we have a lot of garden plans that we need to get to this evening. We're trying to do a few things for fall crops and cover crops in the garden, and just put some beds to sleep and get some things ready for the winter months to come. And then that way we hopefully are set up to be able to go full tilt with the garden next spring. Another thing with kids is being able to work in the nooks and crannies of the day. And what I mean by that is just having a list of things you'd like to get done. And then when you see a random time or an opportunity during the day to be able to knock that off the list, is just to take that time to do that. So while both the kids are happy, I'm taking the chance to plant a couple peony plants that my friend gifted me for this fall. My inspiration for planting them by these fence posts is from another farm that I visited a few years ago in the early spring. And when I pulled down the road along every fence post, they had daffodils planted. And I just thought that was so pretty. And you could just tell that it was an old farmstead that people have poured into their entire lives, just with beautiful perennial flowers everywhere and landscaping all around. It made the farm scene just look so beautiful. And I always wanted to create that on my farm, and that's kind of my goal over the years, is just add in some landscaping and perennial plants in places, so that way someday it'll look like somebody just spent their entire life making this farm beautiful. And that is definitely my goal, and I'm excited to see these peonies bloom early next spring. Last week, I shared what a week looks like on our regenerative farm, and I shared mostly the animal side of that, but we have big goals with our garden as well. We don't really plan to turn it into a business like we do on the meat side, but we definitely want to grow a big garden every year to supply our family with organic vegetables. And so we are learning and trying new things in this garden space as well. And this year overall probably was not a very good success, even though we still got a lot of vegetables from it. But moving forward, we want to make sure next spring we're better prepared for the growing season. So we're putting some fall crops in now, and also just cleaning up beds and putting in a bunch of cover crops on all the empty beds. So that way next spring we can get out there and plant our vegetables right on time and hopefully get a better harvest next year. We are planting our garlic into these rows that we made last spring, but we really didn't grow a very good crop on any of them. So we had to clean out all the weeds and then reestablish the rows with some compost. So hopefully our garlic will overwinter well, and then we'll have a good crop on that. We're also trying something new in the garden this year, and that's growing einkorn wheat berries. I love milling our own flour, so I thought it would be really neat to try growing some of our own wheat berries in the garden. So we're doing that on a couple of the empty rows as well. And I'm really hoping for a good harvest on these wheat berries sometime next July. I think it would be so neat just to mill my own flour for my bread making. It'll just be that one more thing we raised on our homestead. So this is just a little project and we'll see how it goes. The days get long on the farm when you have so many chores to do and you're taking kids along with you for all of it. And it can get very tiring at times, but just remembering to slow down and focus on all the little things and the beauty that this lifestyle offers is so important. Otherwise, I can just get overwhelmed in the day-to-day tasks that need to get done. I have been really enjoying these cooler fall temperatures, and I'm actually looking forward to the winter months and the shorter days and colder temperatures to come. In farming, you're always working with the change of seasons, and the winter months is truly just a time to relax, slow down, and recharge a little bit. And for me, it always helps me build momentum and ambition back for the next busy spring and summer months. And it just gives me a chance to focus on different things and be able to enjoy that slower pace.